things work. Okay. The other one, the product of a number in 52. What does product mean? Multiplication, and a number means 11. Okay, so we could say 52x. You could say 52 times x, or you could say 52, and this is probably not the proper way. I would use a different letter if you're doing that, like x for the times sign. Okay, so any of those are acceptable answers. They all work. You only need one on your paper. Number 5, it wants you to write a sentence. Okay, so we got y is or equals or is equal to negative x minus 5. Okay, 7. We got y is negative 2x minus 2, or you could say negative 2 times x minus 2. Okay, so don't be goofy on the first two. A lot of people like wrote me down like 2 or 12. You're not solving them, you're just like simply writing the equation. Yes, sir?
I asked the rest.
Yes, go ahead. Thank you. Hope everything comes out all right. What? It's already nice.
You missed
You
the
better
exam.
not return my order.
What? Is it a
What?
sin to like project Tyler
I said
Bond in
nothing.
church?
I don't know.
You just spent them.
It's like I went to project Tyler in church yesterday.
Okay, solve each equation. We are solving for k. Right now it says k plus 15, so we need to do what?
Flipping. So shot.
Minus 15 from both sides. Howie thinks he's funny, but he's not.
Oh.
2 minus 15,
Or
negative 13. Okay, I would probably put a star by this one. By probably, I mean do it. Okay, I would say 90% of you guys got that question wrong on your test, on your quiz, and I can assure you that there is one on your test that is like that. Okay, the numbers might be different, but it is the same. Okay, what needs to happen first? Don't all shout out at once. You gotta make it a plus. Why do we gotta make it a plus? It's 2 negatives, okay? So, this negative is really gonna be a plus, okay? So, and where you guys went wrong, a lot of you guys then said plus 16 on both sides, but because that negative, it's really gonna be minus 16. And so, if you do that first step wrong, is anything below it gonna be correct? No, because it's addition and subtraction, okay? So, and that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we're gonna say minus 16, minus 16. So we got x equals, what is 7 minus 16? Negative 9. Okay, 13. What needs moved? What needs moved? The 19, how do I move it? Multiply, good. All right, now it says b divided by 19, so we're going to say times 19 on both sides. And I don't know what that is, so hopefully one of you guys type. Okay, what is negative 8 times 19? Huh? Negative 152. Okay, 15. What needs done? Times 2 on both sides. Okay, what is 1 times 2? 2. Okay, 17. What needs done first? What needs done first?
Just not do it because it's too complicated.
Well, if you want to take a 0 on it, that's
I
on you.
did 10 problems while I was gone.
I guess. In the beginning, look at
You're a
that.
slowpoke, Tyler.
Hey, come on. What needs done first? Look at it. Huh? the 16 will get moved over, yes, I totally agree with that, but there's a step before that.
We gotta make them numbers and letters.
Good, so we're gonna combine like terms, okay? So, if you're looking at this side, see how I have 1, 2 pieces? And this side I have 1, 2, 3? That means on this side, something can get combined. And what is that? What can get combined? The x's. Okay, so I got negative 3 and a positive 1 is gonna be negative 2x minus 8. Okay, and then we still have everything on this side. Good morning. Did you get those papers signed? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna text you yesterday and then I totally forgot. You're good. Okay, and now Gibson, yes, you are right. Our letters are gonna go to the left and numbers gonna go to the right. So we're gonna move this 16 over here. What else needs moved? What else needs moved?
The negative 2x.
The negative 2x plus 2x. So I got negative 4x equals 8. Sorry, man. And then what? Yeah, we're gonna divide. So we get x equals negative 2. Hey, make sure you scan the board. Can I scroll? Okay, 39. What needs done first? 39. Good Lord. 19. What needs done first? Yes.
You know what I mean.
Yes. He said distribute. Okay. So anytime you have parentheses, that always gotta get done first. So we're gonna have negative 39 minus, and I'm gonna put a 1 in front of that n, equals negative 6n. Okay, and so now we're gonna say negative 3 times 5 is gonna be negative 15n. Negative 3 times negative 7 is a positive 21. Okay, and then what needs to happen?
Add things that are alike.
Good, so we're gonna combine like terms, so I can put this 15 and 6 together.
Yeah.
And what is negative 6 minus 15?
9.
No.
What was it? Both negatives.
I know.
21.
Negative 21.
You get what I mean?
Okay, so now we can go ahead and start moving stuff around. What needs moved? The 39 needs moved. And it's gotta go under this particular 21. What else needs moved? The 21 needs moved over. Okay, so on this side, negative 1 plus 21 is going to be 20n. 60. So the other side is going to be 60. 20, 10, 1, 60. And then what? What's our last step? Always. Divide. So we're going to divide by 20. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Not 30. Okay, 21. What are those bars called? Starts with an A.
Parentheses.
No.
What?
Starts with an A.
I know.
Those are absolute value bars.
That's what I meant to say.
Okay, a lot of you guys are still solving them with one equation. How many answers should you have for all of these?
2.
2. Okay, if you only got one, then you're not doing it right. Okay, so is there anything on the outside of the bars?
No.
No, okay, if there is, you have to do that first, but because there's not, we could say, a comma equals -1, okay, we really have two equations going on here. Okay, now, if we're looking at the x, what needs done in order for it to be solved? What's gonna get moved?
The 4.
We're 4.
Multiply it by all of the.
We're gonna times all of these by 4. Okay, so that way these ones cancel, we have x equals 4 and -4. Are they always gonna be the same, one being positive, one being negative? No, okay, that's not gonna happen. Okay, 23, is there anything on the outside of the bars?
No.
No, there's not, so we can go ahead and say comma equals -13. Bless you. What did I? Okay, so we're gonna say comma equals -13. What needs done? How do I solve for x? Let's go. Yeah, plus 10. Okay, so we're gonna, really you're writing down plus 10 3 times. Okay, so we got x equals, and it's gonna be 23, comma, and this other one, -13 plus 10 is gonna be -3. Okay, 25, what needs done first? Yes, we have to move the 6. We cannot say comma and make it a negative until it's just the bars and then an equal sign. So we're gonna say -6, -6. So I have the absolute value of n minus 6, and I don't know, 15?
Yeah.
Okay, now are the bars open themselves? Yeah, so now we can say comma and make it a negative. So we're gonna say comma equals -15, okay? So again, we have two equations, you're gonna have two answers for all these. Okay, now how am I gonna solve for n? Plus 9, plus 9, plus 9, okay? Okay, so I got n equals something. 26? I don't know what that is. 24? Good lord.
21, I'm pretty sure. I thought it was 21. It's 24. Oh, wait, I'm just stupid.
And then what is this one I am too? It's
-6.
-6? Okay, 27. What needs done first?
Multiply the 2.
Yeah, that 2's got to get moved first. We can't set the comma and make it a negative until that 2's gone. Okay, we really want just the bars and nothing hanging out in front, bottom, or the side. Okay, and so now our bars are by themselves, so we can say comma equals -10.
If I recall, the answer will be a fraction.
It is. Okay, so anytime you're like, oh, you get a fraction, do I want a fraction or a decimal?
Fraction.
We want a fraction and we want the reduced fraction. Okay, so what is 10 divided by 6? And that's where your calculators are nice and the phone ones suck. Okay,
5/3.
5/3, somebody agree? Okay, and so if you just type in 10 divided by 6, okay, when you hit equals on your calculator, it automatically simplifies it for you. Okay, so we're gonna have 5/3 and -5/3. Okay, if you write me down a decimal, even if the decimal digits are right, I am not taking it, I'm gonna mark it wrong. Okay, we're not using decimals. Why don't we use decimals? Anybody remember?
They're just harder to like solve.
No.
Oh.
It would be unsolved.
No. Okay, so, decimals start to shave numbers off every time you do it. So if you would do an equation again, it shaves a little bit more off, it shaves a little bit more off. It's no different if somebody gave you $50 for your birthday, and then you went and spent $1 at the gas station, then you went and spent 50 cents, and then you went and spent $2. Eventually your money's gonna be gone, yeah? Okay, do you have anything to show for it? No, you freaking ate it all, okay? So, some of you guys, like, you might wanna, like, use that money to get a video game, or So you'd have to have a little more. The video games are ridiculous nowadays, but, okay, so. There's two more sections. First one is proportions, and then the last one is, the literal equations, okay? So, what needs done? What needs done? How do we solve these? We're gonna cross multiply.
The cross multiplication thing.
Okay, so 7 times n is 7m, 8 times 8 is 64. And then what needs done?
Reduce the fraction.
We're gonna divide. Okay, what is 64 divided by 7?
64 over 7.
64 over 7. Okay, 31, you're still gonna cross multiply, except for this time you gotta kinda do it twice on this side, okay, because it's gotta go to each piece over here. So 3 times k is 3k, 3 times negative 9 is negative 27. For this other side, we got k times 8, okay, which is, I almost said k8, 8k. Okay, and again, just for repetition purposes, we're moving to the letters to the left and the numbers to the right. So what needs moved? The 8 needs moved over. What else needs moved? The 27 is going to get moved over. Why did I write the 27 off to the side? Yeah, there's not a number, and only numbers can go with numbers. So I can't put that underneath the 8 because it's not. It doesn't have a k. Okay, so I'm going to get a negative 5k equals 27. And our last step is always going to be to divide. What is 27 divided by negative 5? Good, negative 27 over 5. We have 2 more. Okay, the last section you're going to see on your test tomorrow is the literal equations, and that's just straight up, it's all letters for solving for a particular letter. Okay? And I'm going to change this and say solve for C. And I'm going to change this one, and that one says solve for X. Okay, so we're going to solve for C. It tells you whatever letter to solve for on there. Okay, so again, you could break this up into 2 sides, okay, and look at it and say, okay, well, I'm solving for C, so that means X needs to be moved. How do I move that X?
Multiplication.
Yeah, we're going to times. So we're going to say times X, times X. Okay, so over here, I'm going to have X times G equals C. Okay, and the way you can tell if it's done, if C is all by itself, or A is all by itself, whatever letter you're looking for, it should be all alone on the other side. Okay, 35. We're solving for what? What's it say? For what? For A. Okay, so anything that's by A needs to be moved. What are the 2 things that are going to need to be moved?
The
B and M.
B and M. Okay, which one gets moved first?
The B.
Close. It is the B. So see how the A and the M are together? That means that the other one has to get moved first. Okay? So the M would always be last. So we're going to say minus B, minus B. So over here I'm going to have Z minus B equals AM. And then what?
Divide the M to B.
Divide the M. Okay, so my final answer is going to be Z minus B over M equals A.